So let's talk about how to scale your Amazon business. In other words, how to expand it. Now, we talked about how to actually get it to work, how to get people to purchase your products. Now we're going to talk about, now that people are purchasing your products, how can you scale it and make it bigger? Like, how can you sell more products? Well, the great part is that you have a lot of options in this process. And one of those options is to go deep first. In other words, selling the most you can in your own product or category line. Like, for instance, if you're selling a particular type of, I don't know, let's say headphone, if that's your thing, why don't you sell multiple different types of headphones or headphone accessories or things that actually go with headphones, like a radio? In other words, you want to sell the most that you can in your own product line or category. Maybe it's different type of headphones. Maybe you create a headphones that's great for noise canceling, or you create headphones that are great for because they're soft and easier on your ears, or headphones that are great for jogging. And then you put a different name to each one of these products. Next thing you know, you're selling multiple products at the same time. Actually, sometimes to multiple customers, maybe even the same customer, but you're making money in a very expanded, scaled way. So going deep is very important, which we're going to talk about in a second in more detail. The next part is to go wide, and that's selling into different product lines and different product categories. That means selling completely different products altogether, but just because you saw a great opportunity in another category. Um, Sure, you can sell headphones, and then in another sense sell, cupcake liners. That's fine too. It's always good to go deep first and then go wide, only because that way you'll master one. You've done the testing, the validating. You know your customer. You've dealt with customers. You understand them. So it's good to sort of master one area first and then go wide after you've kind of dominated that particular area. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about going deep. We talked about going deep, meaning selling the most you can for a current product and product line. So in other words, sell as many different products in that line as you can, and especially too, accessories. It's amazing how you can actually make more money on accessories than you can on the product itself. Just sell as much as you can in that particular product line until you master it, and then go wide. And that means branching out into different products and different product categories. But again, you got to go through the whole testing process, like we said before, in order to master it. And so the concept behind it is this, is to test and master one product line and then move on to new product lines. This is kind of hard, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because us, we want to test 5, 10 different, 20 different product lines at the same time. Unfortunately, most of the time we don't have the budget to do that, so we end up like really strapping ourselves and really working, either borrowing money or doing a lot of things to try to come up with money for inventory, etc. And I do want to reiterate, though it's tough, focus on one product line at a time. Then once you master it, move on to the next. I can't stress that even more. I know it's tough and it's hard. And if you got the capital, go ahead and do 10 product lines. But most of us don't have that kind of capital or that kind of access to capital to do that. And the other truth is, success is based a lot on the ability to focus. And for entrepreneurs, that's a hard thing to do because their minds are always on 50 different ideas at the same time. I'd say follow the 80-20 rule. In other words, spend 80% of your time on that one great product, 20% of your time on the new products you're going to do, just kind of testing the waters, maybe getting some samples, maybe putting out doing some tests, getting some test research, getting some feedback from clients, from different people. That way, at least you got that ball rolling, but you're focused 80% of the time on building the particular or selling the particular product you're actually started with.